Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about BlueSky turning on Google. Man, this is a weird year, 2025. Everything changed so quickly.
It did.
It happened almost overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Google, which was one of the quote-unquote wokest tech companies out there, all of a sudden dropping a lot of their DEI stuff. And we had the CEO attending Trump's inauguration. And we have them actually labeling the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America on Google Maps. And now the cardinal sin, Google has revised its official calendar, which a lot of people use, and they took off Black History Month. They took off Pride Month. They took off Holocaust Remembrance Day. They took a whole bunch of stuff off of the calendar because their explanation is there are way too many damn holidays.
And yeah, they can't keep track of it all.
It's too hard to keep track of it, and everybody's got their own special day. So they're going back to basics to, recognize federal holidays and, religious holidays like Christmas, et cetera, et cetera. And BlueSky is having a major meltdown over it. They're like, oh my God, Google have become Nazis.
I mean, they're not eliminating the holidays. They're just not recognizing it on their calendar.
Right. I mean, that's how it's kind of always been. I mean, if it's something that it's not super important to the super majority of people, a lot of times it does not make the calendar.
Right. Like I know, like it's not marked on the calendar. Pride Month, Black History Month, Holocaust Remembrance Day. They're not usually marked on calendars.
No.
Groundhog Day isn't even on calendars half the time.
Yeah, right. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, and we're going to go look at the meltdowns. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Check out clownfishminus.com. We got lots of merch out there. Help support the reef. Join the Plus Club. And thank you so much for the support. So, yeah, this is coming from CNET. A lot of people surprised, caught off guard by this because, Google has been getting woker and woker as the years went on, and now they're just dropping it all. So I am very much looking forward to the day where they hopefully decide that boosting Reddit over pretty much everything else is not in their best interest.
No, I know, right? Yeah, trading your AI with Reddit, probably not the smartest thing.
No, you've picked the dumbest people on the planet to train your AI from. But anyway, Google Calendar drops Black History Month, Holocaust Remembrance Day. More, the company says that as of 2024, it's going to begin listing only, or it began listing only public holidays and national observances, not cultural and historical events.
So they did it before Trump took
nobody
office.
Noticed.
Right. But now they notice, and now they're horrible.
Now you know why they noticed? Because the CEO went to Trump's inauguration. So they started digging into it. Said facing another backlash that's put the company on blast. Google says that the removal of cultural holidays and events such as Black History Month from its calendar app is a scaling issue and not ideological. Although some users on social media began noticing and posting about the changes online recently, at the same time as the company was criticized for changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America in Google Maps, Google says the calendar changes happened in mid-2024 and users can add their own observances.
That's what I was going to say. You probably are able to put your own things that matter to you in it. Like these are the ones that are the basic ones. If you want to add other ones, you can. And that's what I was going to ask. And then that answers the question. So they're not eliminating anything. They're not deleting anything. It's still there. It's just leaving up to the user to personalize it.
Yeah.
Whoopie ding dong.
So here are some of the things that they dropped. They said they're only including public holidays, national observances, not including cultural and historical events such as Holocaust Remembrance Day, Pride Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, and Women's History Month.
Just add it to your calendar.
If it's that important to you. But that's the thing. What this was always about was about the few pushing their will on the many, right? And no matter how niche your particular holiday or month or whatever it was, you wanted that recognition. You wanted it on a national calendar. You wanted the president to say something on social media about it, right? To the point of where they had like, what was it, Trans Visibility Day on the same day as Easter.
Yeah.
And it was like, I mean, that whole thing was just like, okay, this is, you know what I'm saying? You want to celebrate that? You can celebrate that. But
the thing is, if you buy calendars in the store, a lot of those things aren't on those calendars either.
Because they're Nazi calendars.
All the calendars are Nazi calendars.
All the calendars are Nazi calendars.
Yes, because don't you know, guys, by them doing that, it's because they're Nazis. I wish I was kidding.
Well, we're getting to BlueSky because that's what they're literally saying. I am not even kidding. They said they basically scaled it back because it wasn't sustainable. And the spokesperson said, for over a decade, we worked with timeanddate.com to show public holidays and national observances in Google Calendar. Representative said some years ago, the calendar team started the calendar team started manually adding a broader set of cultural moments in a wide number of countries around the world.
I think that's because there's different days Google will change their logo to try to incorporate certain days. I think it was like a gimmick, and then it became an expectation that you have to recognize everything, ever.
We got feedback that some other events in countries were missing, and maintaining hundreds of moments manually and consistently globally wasn't scalable or sustainable. So mid-2024, we returned to showing only public holidays and national observances from dateandtime.com globally, while allowing users to manually add other important moments. The company also pointed to other ways it's promoting Black History Month and the Lunar New Year. They said that Time and Date's website includes customized calendars that can include holidays only, holidays and observances, and other options. So yeah, it's not going away. It's just that the default is these are the most recognized events, holidays, whatever. But they also had to get in there. They scaled back their diversity hiring.
Well, that has nothing to do with this.
Well, that's the implication is.
But it's not. They're not related. Basically, it is impossible for us for every nuanced event and holiday quote or Remembrance Day to be on every calendar ever. It's just not feasible.
It's not feasible, but it is expected. It doesn't matter. A lot of these people expect every little freaking thing to be on the calendar for validation. And if you don't do it, you're a damn Nazi.
Yeah, literally, that's what I said.
So here we go. These are some of the reactions from BlueSky. We got Cassie here who says, Google removing Black History Month from their calendars while we're in the midst of Black History Month is vile behavior. No, actually, they removed it last year.
Says the white woman.
They also removed Pride Month. How very dare they? Let's see what some of the comments. Soon, Google Maps won't show the addresses of blacks.
Wait, what?
Soon, Google Maps won't show the addresses of blacks. Remember, Google is not the only search engine. I still use Yahoo, which is just Bing. There are some good alternatives to Google.
Oh, my God.
It's still Black History Month. It's still the Gulf of Mexico. It's still Pride Month in June. They can fuck off.
But they never said it wasn't. They just said they aren't putting them on their calendar, but you can edit yours to show those things.
Right. I removed Google. Fuck Google. I went to DuckDuckGo. I can't.
I know. And they didn't care when Google was destroying websites.
Yeah, they didn't care about any of that. As long as Google was on their side, they were cool with whatever bullshit Google did. In fact, they loved it when Google was silencing and dampening certain voices that they did not agree with. Now all of a sudden, so it went from that to Google are a bunch of Nazis.
Here we go. It's the oligarchs. So, I mean, this is always funny to me. It's always funny to me they keep going about this. Because the people that they were voting for were all using the rich themselves anyway. So it was the same thing, but it was okay when their flavor of rich was in charge.
Google's making Bing great again. God, this is never Google it, DuckDuckGo it. Oh my God, they're all going to DuckDuckGo because of this. I removed Google search engine off my phone. F that, F Google, and the whore it wrote in on.
And again, these brain trust idiots could add it to their calendar if they want it. It was just they scaled it back so that it was too much to maintain, and you could add whatever you like though. No one took it away from them. It didn't get canceled.
Trump is not okay, says that they're afraid of dictator Trump. If companies don't appease him, he goes out of his way to hurt them and is not afraid to use the U.S. government to do so. Afraid, Google CEO showed up to his inauguration, praised him, and donated to the inauguration. They love him. I bet they're all posting from their iPhones too, or their Android.
Oh, I bet they are. Yeah, because he did. He showed up too.
Yes, your Android phones, which have Google built in, because they're not very smart.
I've had 3 moods in one day. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? And fuck this. Well, welcome to the last, several years for most people.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Google's used in public schools, Gmail, Google Workspace, virtual classroom, et cetera. How can they continue to expect taxpayer-funded public schools to purchase their ed tech tools with this cancellation of vibrant culture? Well, you're not going to have to worry about that for much longer, are you, Laura? Because as I understand it, they're going to cut back on that too.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like you were fine with it when it was promoting what you wanted it to promote. And you were talking about else they were bigots.
Yeah, you love censorship. You loved it. You loved the bigots being put in their places. Now that you realize Google is not on your side. Now,
well, no, there's putting bigots in their places as if they're the bigots this time.
Yeah, Google are the See, this is the thing. They always turn on these companies. Why do I think that these companies are very quickly getting rid of DEI and wokeness? Because the audience that you courted, they'll eat you as soon as you do one thing they don't like.
I think that they've learned that these people aren't that many. I think these companies, the reason they're going back on it, if they really thought they were going to lose money, they wouldn't. They realize that you guys are like, one person with like 150 alt accounts. And it's like a bunch of, it's the sincere vocal minority. Most people are rational enough to understand why it happened. Most people are normal and don't give a shit because they understand that if I want to add it, I can. There's a good reason. It has something to do with istophobia. It has everything to do with the fact that it's not maintainable because these people are going to scream about everything that isn't included. You didn't include, Hammer Toe Day or something like that.
When the tide changes, and it will, Google and Target will look like fools and have zero credibility with the public.
They have more credibility with the public now than they did 2 years ago.
Right. God, these people really think that they.
But they were. I don't know what's on this one, but they were basically saying, I saw them there. Everybody was a Nazi. They're all Nazis.
Yep. Outspoken says Google Calendar has wiped out Pride Month, Black History Month, Holocaust Remembrance Day, Hispanic Heritage, Indigenous People Month from its global default settings. A growing number of cultural events was not sustainable. Fuck Google every day.
But you're probably still using it.
Brian Taylor Cohen says Google has just removed Pride Month and Black History Month from the calendar. This comes as they obeyed Trump by changing the Gulf of Mexico's name to the Gulf of America. They obeyed Trump.
And a lot of these people, it's funny to me, they're outraged by Holocaust Remembrance Day, when a lot of these people were mad at, saying that Jewish people were horrible when they were being anti-Semitic just like 2 months ago.
Here, this friendly looking chap here, fuck MAGA Nazis, says Google also removed Pride Month, Black History Month, Women's History Month, and Indigenous Peoples Day from the calendars. Fuck the Nazi ass kissers.
Right, because you're a fascist and a Nazi if you don't do what they want.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it just goes on. And God, I'm even like a third of the way through this.
That's okay. We don't need to see more. We get
You get the gist, right? Google's fixing to suppress LGBT pride. Because
you didn't say QIA.
What
the hell?
Where did the QIA plus people go? Where did they go?
Bigot.
Because, okay, so apparently I don't understand what happened because I don't think this is a Trump thing. I don't think he signed an executive order to get rid of the
TQIA plus.
The QIA plus.
The TQIA plus, actually. They're saying LGBT, but a lot of them are arguing it's LGB and then the TQIA plus, all that was separate.
Well, the next thing you know, there's going to be an executive order to take some of those triangles off the pride flag. And, they worked really hard to make sure every possible person is shoehorned on.
No, they didn't. They showed no regard for people who have a fear of triangles.
Yeah, right?
I know, right? It's so insensitive. I don't understand how they can even live with themselves.
Oh boy. Anyway, there we go, guys. BlueSky, big mad about the changes to the Google Calendar that happened last year. It's just nobody paid attention. You cared so damn much. About all of these people being properly represented on the Google Calendar that you didn't notice until almost a year later.
The kicker is, I would say probably 95% of people screaming didn't even use the Google Calendar to begin with.
No.
They just overheard so-and-so said, and now they're mad about it.
They're mad because Google,
They literally spend their whole day online looking for something to be outraged over.
God, this is like a quarantine zone. You know what? You guys all stay on BlueSky.
It makes it better for everybody else in the world.
That's fantastic. You stay over there. That's the asylum. The rest of us are going to keep on keeping on in the real world, where everything is changing very quickly back to how it was 6-8 years ago.
All I did was go to the calendar that everybody else uses or buys at the store.
Yeah, right. Are we going to wrap it up?
Yes.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.